Update on the Road King. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to do an update on the Road King. So I've been kind of slacking on it a little bit. Work's been crazy, holiday break, spending a lot of time with family, which is great, but gonna get back to finishing this bike, and I want it dialed in before spring comes, all the snow melts. We got a beautiful Colorado day today, a little bit brisk, but the sun is out and it is a beautiful day. Wishing this thing was running right now, that way I could go ahead, take it around the block, take it for a little cruise, but I got a lot more work to do on it. So without further ado, we have got the whole front end taken apart. Everything is disconnected, unwired. This is honestly the hardest part. So what I did do, I went ahead and put the risers on it. They're 8.5 inch risers. They're from Pozoma Racing. Yes, I know they're not Thrashing or some big name brand out there that's 3-4 times the price, but this is a 2013 Road King. It's not a brand new 2024 or even a 2020s and up model. So it's an older bike. So I didn't really want to spend all the money on $300-400 risers. These things look great. They do the job. I do have ODI bars on here. So the bars have a 4-inch rise on them. These are 8.5, so there's about 12.5 total. I'm almost thinking I should have gone with the 10-inch risers or 10.5-inch risers, because they do look a little short, but I'm used to those high up bars, but these are pretty high bend bars, so it kind of makes up for it. So I think this just looks shorter, is not really actually shorter. As far as I sat on the bike a couple times, and the where my elbows are positioned, my shoulders are positioned, arms are positioned, it does feel good. It's pretty much level, which is kind of where you want them to be. You don't want them too high. I think the bars on my dyno were a little bit too high, because I did have I believe it was a 12-inch riser with 2-inch lift bars, so it was 14 total. This is 12.5 total. So still have to wire them. That is the biggest thing. That's what's taken the longest. So with the wiring, instead of de-pinning all the plugs, I just went ahead and cut them. And why I cut them is because there were these huge ape hangers on the bike originally. So I'm gonna shorten the wires a little bit. That way there's not a ton of wiring sticking through, and they're not like 4, 5, 6 inches too long. But I'm having a lot of difficulty pulling these wires out. That is my next task, is to get the wires through the bars, and honestly it's proven to be quite the pain. So if you guys have any tips, if you guys have any tricks of how to get the wires out of the bars, especially the throttle by wire, let me know, because I'm struggling with it. Listen, I rewired my entire dyno. Wasn't that hard, but because these apes, I think they're I don't know, I think they're 14-inch, 16-inch apes. Man, there's so much wiring in there, and it's in there tight. So if you guys have any tips or tricks, let me know. Would love to get those out, get this thing wired up, and get ready to rock and roll on it. So yeah, whole front end is disassembled. I went ahead and took off the ugly Road King lighting on the front. I'm gonna change that to something different as far as the turn signals go. I do have a new LED light because, well, I'm not gonna spill the beans, but a new LED light that's gonna go on it is gonna be this one right here. It's from Eagle Lights. They went ahead and sent that out to me. I'm gonna do a review video on that, but shout out to Eagle Lights for sending me out this 5 3/4 inch light, because I will need a 5 3/4 light on the bike. And I'm not gonna fully reveal why I need a 5 3/4 light instead of a 7-inch light, but it's gonna be pretty cool. So next things to do on it. Oh yeah, another update here. Crash bar is almost fully installed. I just got one more bolt to put it on there. So shout out to Bung King for the crash bar. Obviously you guys saw the Joker Machine floorboards go on, Joker Machine foot pedal cover, so that's on there. So next thing is to wire the bars, get everything rewired, get it set up, and then I've got something special going on the front here. If you guys know what it is, or if you guys think you know what it is, let me know. But it is going to completely change this bike into something brand new, cool, and something that not a lot of people have. You know, a lot of people are kind of going that FXRT look. Well, this is kind of similar, but it's going to be different, and it's going to be a little bit more modern, and I think probably look a little bit better than an FXRT. I am going to get rid of this front fender. I'm debating on doing carbon fiber on it. I'm not sure exactly. I've been looking at the Arlen Ness front fender on it, but I do have a 21-inch front wheel on the front. So I've got to get support brackets to raise the fender instead of going like that full wraparound fender. I don't like that full wraparound look. I'm going to go something sportier, something shorter, potentially carbon fiber. So that's coming up next. I'm debating on powder coating the wheels. I don't know if I want to keep this bike kind of that blacked out look, because there is some chrome on it still, especially with this right here, you know, and then the pinstriping on it, which is all the stock pinstriping. So do I keep that chrome and black look, mostly black, but a little bit of chrome hints like right here and right here? But majority of the bike is blacked out, so I might powder coat them black, but I'm thinking about doing something crazy with it. I don't know. It's got to look good though, so I might, you know, even keeping them stock doesn't look horrible, but I'm thinking carbon fiber right there. I do eventually want to do the suspension. I was thinking about Racetech suspension. I'm not sure if you guys know anything about Racetech. Go ahead and let me know. Obviously, it would be easiest to get it done right now while everything is apart. But I think that may be down the road. You know, the suspension on this is pretty decent. It has been rebuilt at one point. There's only, you know, under 30,000 miles on the bike, so it's been rebuilt already, and it's not like the bike's been through the ringer. The bike's been well taken care of. So yeah, getting the front end set up, wiring set up, that way it starts, runs, all that good stuff. Then going to the fenders, front fender first, and then rear fender, I'm gonna completely change out. The rear fender, I'm gonna do something streamlined. I'm thinking about doing a CVO style fender on it, where all of this is eliminated, all this junk here is eliminated, and it's just the slot lights on either side. So thinking about doing that as well. Tour pack's just on here just because I don't want it sitting in my garage, but obviously not gonna run the tour pack a lot. Now, that being said, seat, gonna be a major change, probably the easiest change I can make to the bike. It's literally one bolt. Haven't purchased that yet, but I will be purchasing that here shortly. But yeah, main thing to do, get the wiring done on the bike. Listen, if you guys have never run a T-bar setup, the T-bar setup is where it's at. It just handles so much better. So on my Dyna, I did change out the bushings on it in here to solid steel, or not steel, whatever they are. It's solid metal bushings. And I feel like it was kind of rough. There was no play in the bars whatsoever, but when you hit a bump, you felt it because there's no wiggle room whatsoever. So when the guy did the bars, who owned the bike before me, he did replace the bushings in there. So they're pretty good and they're pretty stiff, but it does give you a little bit of cushion when you hit potholes, stuff like that. So I kind of wanted that little bit of cushion in there. So I kept those rubber bushings in there, or nylon bushings, or whatever they are. But it is coming together, or coming apart, whichever way you want to look at it. But progress is being made. I'm gonna go ahead and take that front fender off. I think that'll make a big difference. Modernize it up a little bit. But I cannot wait to get this front end situated, get the wiring situated, and get this thing looking tip top. Guys, I'm telling you, this is gonna be not necessarily something one of a kind, but it's something that not a lot of people have done yet, because the product that I'm putting on the front end is pretty much new. It's only been around for a little bit of time. And man, I cannot wait to see what it looks like. But the wiring is what I'm dealing with now, and it is an absolute pain getting those wires out of the old ugly 8-hanger bars. So Guys, if you like this video, if you want to go ahead and follow me on the build on my 2013 Road King, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, throw a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think I'm going to do to the front end. Love to hear from you. I'll see you guys in the new year.